Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. So I know you guys know all about the WNBA All-Star game that came out last week. The ratings reportedly were dismal and terrible because the superstar Caitlin Clark was out. She wasn't playing in the game. She was watching the game, but she was not in the game. She was not playing. And so the numbers for the amount of people that attended this All-Star game was very bad, and it doesn't look good, okay? Look, I'm going to read you just a small portion of this article that I have here. As you can see here, so I'm making this up. I want you guys to know that I'm not making this up. I just want to read a small part of this article because I think I know what the answer is. Yes, I know that sounds arrogant. I know that it's sounding kind of pompous on my part. But I think I know what the answer is for these young ladies. And let me say this before I go any further. I have great respect for these female basketball players, even though I do not watch the WNBA at all, and I don't even watch regular basketball. I do have respect for these women playing basketball. They would beat me. Okay, if I tried to get in there, they would crush me, okay? So I do respect them, but evidently there's something wrong. There's something wrong with this picture, okay? And I think I have the answer for it. And I don't think it's very difficult for this solution that I'm going to offer to not be initiated. So let's get right into this article. It says, "It's news that will shock no one. But last weekend's WNBA All-Star game, which did not include Caitlin Clark, was a dismal ratings failure. Players took to the court for warm-ups in T-shirts that read, 'Pay us what you owe us,' which is so silly. Why would you? First of all, Caitlin Clark was not in the game. She wasn't playing, rather. And you show up with these shirts, and I saw a picture of that. Pretty sure you guys have too, with them walking in with these shirts. And I'm like, what in the world? Why would you come in? Why would you? I know very little of anything about this. All right, these games and the processes. But I got enough sense to know that doesn't make sense. You're only making things worse for yourself. Why would you come in with shirts that say, 'Pay us what you owe us'? What? Nothing. Let me go on. A part of the players' campaign for pay raises as they work to negotiate a new collective bargaining agreement, CBA, with the league. However, unfortunately for the players, only a relatively small audience saw their shirts because only a relatively small audience watched the game. What could cause such a monstrous drop in ratings from last year? Well, it could have something to do with Caitlin Clark, the biggest star in the game, not playing in the game. Clark suffered a groin injury the week of the game and set out to heal. Oh, sure, Clark was at the game. She was the team captain, but again, she did not play in the game. Quote, these are her words, "I'm so excited for Indy to host WNBA All-Star this weekend. I know this will be the best All-Star yet," Clark said in a statement announcing that she would not play. "I'm incredibly sad and disappointed to say I can't participate in the three-point contest or the All-Star game. I have to rest my body. I will still be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse for all of the action, and I'm looking forward to helping Sandy coach our team to win," end quote. Not only did the ratings take a nosedive without Clark, ticket prices crashed immediately after it was learned she did not play. Quote, "The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing, according to TickPick. The heck is that? ESPN attempted to make the numbers look better by comparing them to the 2023 All-Star game before Caitlin Clark entered the league. Clark is expected to return from her injury within the week. End of article. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. That doesn't look good. And I have done videos on this subject before in the past about Caitlin Clark's abilities and how great she is. I've seen tons of videos of her, doing what is it? Doing stuff that Stephen Curry stuff. She's way on half of the court. And she's doing hoops way. I'm like, man, this is not real. What is this? But before I get into my solution, let me say this: in this particular incident, it's not a black or white thing. Okay, it's not a black or white thing. So my solution that I'm going to offer isn't about black or white. It isn't about comparing Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and making comparisons between the two. I'm not going to do that. That's not what this is about. But here's my solution. Rather than them wearing these shirts talking about some pairs what you owe us and all this kind of stuff. Here's my solution. Guess what? You're probably not going to get that much money. You might get a little bit, but you're probably not going to get that much money because they done lost too much money. Okay, the league have lost too much money. Okay, WNBA they're losing money, and from what I was hearing from one source, even the NBA is not what it used to be. But they're losing money there. Here's the deal for the women. Okay, whether they be women basketball players, whether they be black or whether they be white, whatever color, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to mention Caitlin Clark. You want to know how you solve the problem? To get more people to watch you, it's simple. Get better. Wow. Revolutionary, right? Revolutionary. Now, somebody might argue, well, no, yes. And here's the reason why. Now I'm going to go to Caitlin Clark. Why is Caitlin Clark so good? I ain't asking nobody here. I'm just, making it squirrel. But why is Caitlin Clark so good? Because, in my opinion, she puts forth the effort to be that good. Now, if Caitlin Clark can do that, then the rest of the basketball players can do the same, whether they be white or black. They can do the same. Caitlin Clark is not a transgender. She's not a man who thinks he's a woman or wants to be the woman and is competing against people that are biologically inferior to him. That's not what it is. Caitlin Clark is purebred feminine, purebred female. She's not playing the part. She's not trying to be no man, any of that. She's purebred female. She walks like a female. She talks like a female. It's just that she loves the game so much that, in my opinion, she's willing to put the extra time in to be as good as she is. It's not some special gift or special talent she has. Although she may have special abilities and talents, I would give that to any basketball player, male or female, okay? But it's none of that. It's none of that. It's just that she puts in the extra time needed to be the best that she can be. So my opinion is this. How these women earn their keep is to put in the time. Put in extra time. Get better at the game, and maybe you might pull in more viewers and more ticket buyers. Because until they start become more competitive, then it's going to always be dismal. The ratings are going to always be dismal. People are not going to be buying the tickets as much until they put in the time. There's no argument that Caitlin Clark is one of the best, if not the best, in the league. Let's quit playing games now. There's no argument about that. There's no argument about that. The ratings went up. The ticket sales went up when she started playing because she's so good. It is what it is. So that's my answer. My answer is simply this. Get better at the game, man. Put in the extra time. If you was putting in 1 or 2 hours or whatever, put in some more hours. Put in some more hours so that you could pull people in. You pull in both females and males. And it's not, and let me tell you something. It's not a male or female thing. At the end of the day, it's not a male or female thing. It really isn't. Because if that was the case, then what do you have about female superstars, female celebrities? I talked about that before. They're drawing huge crowds. You look at, what was her name? Ronda Rousey. Now, some people can argue, and I mentioned that before in a previous video, but I want to mention something else here on a different take on that. A lot of people even argue, well, she was hyped up their way, woo. Okay, you can argue that, but Ronda Rousey was good for what she was, and she was exciting. She was charismatic. This is what people wanted to see, whether they were male or female, and it upped the viewership in that type of style of fighting. And I never watched it. I never watched this stuff, but it wasn't until Ronda Rousey got into the game that I said, man, I got to check her out. She was exciting, man, and vibrant and charismatic. And then when she would get in the ring, my heart would start racing because I didn't know what would happen. The woman was good. Now, she lost, but I don't think she lost because she wasn't good. She lost because her arsenal was small. Had she humbled herself, that was what hurt her. Her pride hurt her. Had she humbled herself and let other people train her, she'd have been the best in the field. And she would have drawn men and women from all over. Wouldn't have had nothing to do with her being a female. She would have put the time in to be the best that she could be. So it's not about her. It's not about being a male or female. It's about putting in the work to be the best that you can be. And when you be the best that you can be, your talent will shine. It will make room for you. Even the Bible says that your gift will make room for you. Your gift, your talent, if you develop it, will put you and expose you before the people that you need to be exposed to. And people will start buying your tickets. They'll start listening to your songs. They'll start reading your books. They'll start watching your movies. They'll start going to your games because you got to put the time in. Women, basketball players, put the time in and stop boo-hooing and crying and complaining that you're not getting paid enough and going around wearing shirts talking about pay us what you owe us. They don't owe you nothing. Because in retrospect, you actually have to say that to the ticket buyers. And if you're saying it in an indirect way to the ticket buyers, they're going to say, we ain't gonna pay for nothing. That type of stuff will backfire on you, okay? That's going to backfire on them. So that's what I mean. Women, women basketball players, put in extra time, get better, and you will start you might just start drawing more people to buy your tickets. You might just start drawing more viewers. You might just start drawing more ticket buyers if you put in the time. Because once again, Caitlin Clark did it, and she's pure female. So it ain't about I can't do it and all this. No, she's not a transgender. Once again, she ain't trans. She's not a man acting like a female. No, and got an edge over the rest of the women. No, she just puts in the time. And if she can do it, all the rest of the basketball players can do it. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll start bringing in more revenue. It is what it is. That's my answer to that. Quit with the wearing these dumb shirts. Nobody's listening to that. That's backfiring and all the rest. Get with the program, man. Get with the program. That's all I got to say. But what do you guys think about all this nonsense about what these women did? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.